The atmosphere inside the stadium was already electric, but what unfolded that night added a completely unexpected layer to an already unforgettable concert. The Arirang World Tour had been delivering moment after moment of pure intensity. Powerful performances, explosive choreography, and vocals that echoed far beyond the walls of the venue. At the center of it all stood Jeon Jungkook, commanding the stage with a presence that felt almost unreal. Every movement, every note, every expression seemed to pull the audience deeper into the experience. Fans screamed, sang along, and held on to every second as if time itself had slowed just for this moment. But somewhere in the crowd, something else was happening, something quieter, but just as powerful. Among the many faces in the audience were two figures who, while not immediately recognized by everyone, would soon become the center of attention across the internet. They weren't just ordinary fans. They were idols themselves, members of one of the most talked-about rookie groups under YG Entertainment, Baby Monster. Specifically, Chiquita and Jeon at first, they blended into the crowd like everyone else. Dressed casually, their focus entirely on the stage, they watched as Jungkook continued to deliver performance after performance with unstoppable energy. But it didn't take long for fans nearby to notice something. Their reactions started during one of the most intense segments of the concert. The music dropped into a heavy beat, the choreography sharpened, and Jungkook stepped forward, preparing for a vocal moment that had already become one of the highlights of the tour. As he sang, his voice rising higher and stronger, the crowd erupted. And so did they. Chiquita's eyes widened instantly, her expression lighting up with pure amazement. There was no attempt to hide it. Her reaction was raw, genuine, and completely unfiltered. She leaned slightly forward, as if trying to absorb every detail, every note, every second of the performance. Beside her, Jeon reacted differently, but just as intensely. She froze, not in confusion, but in awe. Her gaze locked onto the stage, her lips parting slightly, as if she couldn't quite believe what she was hearing. As someone known for her own incredible skills in rap, vocals, and dance, her reaction carried a different kind of weight. This wasn't just a fan watching a performance. This was an artist recognizing something extraordinary, and fans noticed. Phones quickly turned toward them. Clips began to capture their reactions, small at first, then more focused. The way Chiquita clapped excitedly after a high note. The way Jeon nodded slightly, almost as if acknowledging the technical precision of Jungkook's vocals. These weren't exaggerated reactions. They weren't staged. They were real. And that's what made them powerful. Within minutes, those clips began spreading across social media. What started as a simple fan recording turned into a viral moment, with fans around the world sharing, commenting, and analyzing every expression, every movement. Is that Chiquita? Wait, Jeon is there too. They look so amazed. This is idol-to-idol respect. The narrative quickly grew, because seeing idols react to other idols, especially at this level, creates a unique kind of excitement. It breaks down the usual boundaries, showing a different side of the industry, a more human side, a more connected side. As the concert continued, the reactions from Chiquita and Jeon became even more noticeable. During a powerful dance break, Chiquita couldn't help but smile widely, her energy almost mirroring that of the fans around her. She moved slightly to the rhythm, clearly enjoying every second. Jeon, meanwhile, remained more composed, but her eyes never left the stage, focused, attentive, absorbing everything. At one point, during a particularly emotional vocal section, Jungkook delivered a note so strong and controlled that the entire stadium seemed to pause. And in that moment, Jeon's reaction said everything. She placed her hand near her face, her expression softening, her eyes reflecting a mix of admiration and disbelief. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic, but it was real, and fans felt it. Because reactions like that don't need exaggeration. They speak for themselves. As clips continued to circulate, fans began comparing their reactions to those of the general audience. And while everyone was clearly impressed, there was something different about Chiquita and Jeon. A deeper understanding, a recognition of the effort behind the performance, the technique, the control, the years of practice that lead to moments like these. Because they knew, They understood what it takes to stand on that stage, to deliver at that level, to carry that kind of presence. And that made their reactions even more meaningful. As the night progressed, the viral spread only intensified. Fan accounts began creating compilations, highlighting every reaction from the two Baby Monster members. Side-by-side comparisons, slow-motion edits, captions emphasizing their expressions, it all added to the growing attention. This is so wholesome. They look like proud juniors. You can see how much they respect him. The conversation shifted from simple surprise to something more emotional, because what people were witnessing wasn't just admiration. It was inspiration. And perhaps that was the most powerful part of all, because in an industry often defined by competition, moments like this remind people of something important: connection, respect, shared passion. Back in the stadium, as the concert reached its final stages, Jungkook stood once again at the center of the stage, delivering one last powerful performance. The energy was at its peak, the crowd louder than ever, the atmosphere completely consumed by the moment. And in the crowd, Chiquita and Ahayan were still watching, still reacting, still completely immersed. As the final note echoed and the concert came to an end, the entire stadium erupted into applause and cheers. Fans celebrated, voices echoing into the night, holding on to the final moments of an unforgettable experience. And among them, two rising idols stood quietly, taking it all in, not as performers, not as celebrities, but as fans. As artists, as individuals witnessing something that would likely stay with them for a long time. As the lights began to fade and the crowd slowly moved, the viral clips continued to spread, reaching audiences far beyond the stadium. Fans who weren't there experienced the moment through those reactions, connecting with the authenticity of what had been captured, because sometimes the most powerful moments aren't the ones happening on stage. Sometimes they're the ones happening in the crowd, the ones that reveal how deeply a performance can impact not just fans, but fellow artists. And as the story continued to grow, one thing became clear. This wasn't just about Jungkook's performance. It wasn't just about Baby Monsters. Reaction. It was about what happens when talent meets appreciation, when experience meets admiration, when one artist inspires another. And in that moment, under those lights, surrounded by thousands of voices, the connection was undeniable, a shared understanding. A silent respect, and a reminder that great performances don't just entertain, they inspire. This moment is going viral everywhere. During the BTS Arirang World Tour, fans spotted something unexpected in the crowd. Members of Baby Monster watching the concert, Chiquita and Ahayan, were seen reacting live to Jeon Jungkook's powerful performance. And their reactions say everything, from wide-eyed shock to pure admiration. You can clearly see how Jungkook's vocals and stage presence left them completely speechless. This isn't just fan reaction. This is idol reacting to idol. And it's absolutely incredible. Watch until the end to see their real reactions. Backhand index pointing down, purple heart. Like if you love Jungkook and Baby Monster, purple heart. Comment your favorite reaction moment, purple heart. Subscribe for more K-pop viral content.